Hello, welcome back. It's Game Master Preparation. It's a work day, and we're dealing with non-player characters, NPCs, really the life and blood of any tabletop role-playing game. Of course, there's also monsters, but that'll be another day. Today, we're going to deal with the non-player characters, the ones that you talk to, rather than blast with magic and, you know, stick a sword in, those sorts of things. I'm going to put up a poll. Feel free to take part in that poll if you want to. Uh, I suggest grabbing some food, some drink. I have a couple of projects that we've started that I had forgot about, and I found them, and we're going to work on them today. But first of all, we're going to cover and sort of discuss creating non-player characters. For some of you, you'll be aware that the slideshow changes every time I run it, so this program keeps sort of evolving over time. And my endeavours to try to make it better than it was before, and I'm going to try to do the same thing again today. So let's get started. You've been waiting long enough. Okay, I think that's right. Okay, cool. Hi, welcome to How to RPG. My name is Fred Weller, and today I want to talk about tabletop role-playing games. Specifically, I want to talk about non-player characters, okay, NPCs, the life and blood of your game. These are the characters that the players who are running a character themselves will interact with. And this is part of game mastery preparation or game master preparation. This is lesson 2, so building, constructing, making, crafting, any kind of non-player character, a character that is run by the dungeon master or the game master in most cases. Okay, here we go. So the overview is we're going to look at how to do quick non-player characters, like how can you do that very fast. Building the non-player character yourself, and then breaking it up into different aspects, like making up a non-player character name, creating non-player character motivations, the different aspects of your non-player character, the appearance of your non-player character, and constructing a NPC or non-player character stat block. And I've also got some miscellaneous recommendations like I always do. Now, my objectives are to the best of my skill, explain how to build non-player characters for your tabletop role-playing game. And to demonstrate that process a little bit, we're going to build more tools. I'm very hot on the idea of, to make life easy for yourself, just going and making non-player characters is fine. Like, that's good practice. But making tools that allow you to make more characters is probably going to be more useful to you. So I'm going to demonstrate some of that process today. And I'm going to get you involved, so I want you to participate as much as possible. Okay, so what about quick non-player characters? Where can we get them from? What do we do to get them? So the easiest way to craft a non-player character has always been to get someone else to make it for you in advance. And you can pull it from many different locations. You can use the Game Mastery Book of Non-Player Characters. It has hundreds of pages of already made non-player characters. Pathfinder has an NPC codex full of pre-made non-player characters. Now that is for version 1E, not 2E or the remastered version, but you could still repurpose it. It still has not just the stat block, but also a lot of the information about the non-player character. Any published adventure has heaps of non-player characters that you can just steal or borrow and include into your game. The internet is full of NPC generators that can make a non-player character with just the push of a button in seconds. And I'm going to recommend the website NPC Generator. If you're also looking for other ways of getting non-player characters together really quickly, then you can go to the Game Mastery's Book of Random Encounters or the Game Master's Book of Non-Player Characters, and they all have percentile tables. Like the Random Encounter one has 100 different options, randomly selecting different things for your non-player character across the board, the most essential things. And if you go to the non-player character one, it's usually got tables of 20, and they're broken up into sort of subgroups. There's another thing that we probably haven't sort of looked at, and that is, look, ChatGPT version 4 is getting better. Okay, it's better than the older version. You could make a non-player character with ChatGPT if you really wanted to. But again, you know, it might be as simple as just make up a list of names for non-player characters. It might be, can you make me the entire non-player character for me? Be very specific about the information you want if you're going to use ChatGPT for your game to make up stuff if you are not going to do it yourself. Okay? It's always good if you've got something to work with and you feed it into ChatGPT and it can fill in the spaces. I will also like to point out that ChatGPT is not a substitute for your imagination. It will produce something. It will not necessarily be any good. It may not make any sense. It may be pulled from the internet for all you know. But ultimately, you have to decide whether it's going to be good enough for the purpose that you have in mind. Okay? So that's what I would say to you in terms of using AI. Building a non-player character. We all want to know how to go about doing something like that. And I would say ultimately it comes down to a couple of different steps. These steps do not have to follow a particular order. You can do it in different order. I'm just presenting you with the order that I would do it in, or the easiest way that I can think of. I've got to have some sort of order, but you can do it in any order you like when you're making up your non-player characters. The first thing I'm going to start with is the non-player character name. Creating a name for a non-player character can be difficult for some people. So a non-player character name is the most important step in my opinion. Even if you miss out everything else that you need to know about a non-player character, at least have a name, because your players are going to ask you, oh, what's this character's name? And you can't always answer, oh, their name is Bob or Jill. It's just not going to work. You can use, as I said, a whole lot of electronic generators. There's a website called Fantasy Name Generators or Generator. It's very good. It has the ability to pull from different cultures right around the world, fantasy names. It's got names classified by fantasy race, all sorts of things. So if you want to be very specific, you can do that with this tool and create your list or your name for your NPC. There's also the website Donjon. So it's Donjon, and it has a fantasy name generator, surprisingly. The Master the Dungeon website has a name generator under the Resources tab. If you go to the Resources tab on that website, Master the Dungeon, you'll find the name generator, and that can also do the job for you if you are struggling to come up with names yourself. The Makers Forge Games website, okay? Makers Forge Games website has a name generator in the Generators section or tab. So I would suggest using that tool if you are having some trouble as well. There's actually nothing wrong with just using standard names that you know, or even exotic names of people that you have met or know of, okay, or know. Repurposing a name like Sebastian, I used to have a friend called Sebastian, I can use that name. It's unusual enough. It could fit into a fantasy world. Why not? It could fit into a sci-fi world. It's really up to you. So you do not need to use generators. You can just use stuff and just repurpose names that you've come across during your life. It's not difficult to make up a list of non-player character names that you can use later on. It's one of the most useful tools for non-player characters is just having a list of names, and as you use them, just mark beside them what they are. You know, this is a shopkeeper, or this is a villain, or whatever the heck it's going on. You can build them out, okay? And as you use that list, you can cross off those names, and of course your list will get smaller and smaller, so you'll add more names to the list. You can use the sample names offered in the role-playing game books, like the handbooks. The player handbooks often include sample names under the race or species section. Not always, but sometimes there are, so you can use that as well if you need NPC names. Pop culture names from books, comics, movies, heck, even a musical song. Why not do that? Sly Flourish has a random name generator list. It's not really a generator. It is really just, he has just made up his own list of non-player characters and put into an article. It's on the internet. You just go to Sly Flourish, the website, and you can find that. You should be making up your own list. And back to, how do I get this done? If I don't want to use any of those tools, yes, you can use ChatGPT to create a list of names for you for your NPCs, okay, your non-player characters. Nothing wrong with that. You're using it for your game. You're not using it for publication. It's not an issue. Okay, next thing. The non-player character motivation. Right, so the motivation of a non-player character is absolutely vital for portraying and interacting with the player characters. You could call it a motivation, you could call it a goal, you might even call it a secret. But not all motivations are secrets, and not all NPCs need to have a secret. So I'm just going to say it's a motivation, it's a goal, it's something they're trying to achieve. But you can pull something really simple, a simple motivation from real life that you think will fit your non-player character. Okay? It's usually fairly easy to understand, like a shopkeeper selling foodstuffs probably wants to make a profit so that they can continue to run their business, feed their family, maybe expand their business, who knows. Those are some pretty simple basic motivations. And their motivation towards the player characters can be as simple as they want to sell them something from their store. And they do not want to wind up selling it at cost or below cost. So they're probably not going to do that. So no matter how persuasive somebody might be, no, I'm not going to sell the price at below cost, at cost. I need to make a profit of some kind. So that's a simple way of looking at motivation. Motivation tables for villains and NPCs can also be found in most Game Master guide books for any tabletop role-playing game. I'm going to recommend the Game Master's Book of Random Encounters, the one for non-player characters as well. You can find stuff in Pathfinder's Game Mastery Guide. Heck, there's stuff in the Dungeon Master Guide for 5e, and you'll probably be able to go back to older versions of D&D, 4e, 3.5, version 3, heck, AD&D, 2nd Ed edition, 1st Ed edition. They'll have stuff like that there that you can use, okay? Why not poach some of those ideas? Again, you can use ChatGPT to create NPC motivations, but bear in mind, sometimes these will not link up properly with the NPC. You may have to make some modifications for your campaign, your adventure, or for the other aspects of the non-player character that you require, okay? All right. So we've done a little bit of work around the basics, and I would say at the very least a name and a motivation kind of gets you most of the way. But there are also non-player character aspects, and this is where you actually have to start breaking things down into smaller chunks, okay? Smaller chunks as in, how do I cover the character in more depth? The depth of your non-player character is created by giving them something like a function in the campaign world or the adventure or the world that you're creating or in this part of the story. This can often be just something as simple as an occupation. They're a baker, they're a farmer, whatever. Give them a personality trait or personality traits. I'm going to recommend it's always good to keep an NPC, non-player character, super simple. Giving them 2 personality traits is a bad idea. Hard to do that as a dungeon master or game master. Go with just sticking to 1 personality trait. Something that they do that distinguishes that character from all the other characters that you're trying to role play in your game. Ideals, the things that they particularly value. Bonds, who are they connected to? Are they connected to their family or a friend or some sort of organization? Their flaw, what weaknesses do they have? Okay, and sometimes a secret. And secrets kind of fall into motivation, but you're not always going to be using secrets. The D&D or D small n big D Speak website. So D&D Speak website has a bunch of random tables for selecting or generating up to 100 different personality traits, villainous character traits, NPC jobs or non-player character jobs and occupations, and other aspects. And I highly recommend using that as a resource. You could copy and paste that into a document and you're ready to go. The Spontaneous Dungeon Master's Companion on the DM's Guild website has resources like this that you could also use. But this is something you would have to pay for, so you have to sort of weigh up, do I want to have something that's more of the free version, or do I want to pay for it? Okay, the Game Master's Book of Random Encounters has a bunch of stuff for non-player characters, secrets and obstacles, things that they have to sort of get past. You can get a lot of information from that Game Mastery book series. I'm really impressed by what they do there. A very easy way to develop a non-player character, in my opinion, and the different aspects to that character is by selecting a background from the Player's Handbook for Dungeons & Dragons 5e, that's 2014, that particular original publication and its previous publications. I do not believe that the Player's Handbook for Dungeons & Dragons 6e 2024 is going to be quite as useful to you. I think those backgrounds are super useful for players, but much more useful to a dungeon master for creating an NPC or non-player character. Because you can randomly roll this stuff, you can select it if you want. It's got personality traits, it's got ideals, bonds, flaws. It's just given you a whole bunch of information that you kind of needed in the first place. You can also roll what are called Rory's Story Cubes. These are picture dice. They are 6-sided dice, and you roll between 1 and 6 of these things, and that will assist you in inspiring an idea from an image of how to build out your non-player character and the different aspects from the pictures on the cube. A bit of practice is required. I've talked about these before. I still think they are probably one of the most useful tools, since I personally like visual aids. I find that more useful than other things. Okay, so Rory's Story Cubes is a great tool. The other thing is, the Pathfinder Game Mastery Guide, the first ed edition one, has from about page 94 to 99 a huge list of non-player character rewards, things that you can give out as a reward, different secrets, different occupations, personality characteristics, and backgrounds. And you could just take that. I think that book in particular, out of all of the Dungeon Master and Game Master guides that I've seen, is probably the best one that I've ever come across so far. I don't know if it's necessarily still in print, but yeah, if you can get a hold of it, it's a good resource. Okay. So we've done all of sort of the intrinsic internal stuff, but we also have to deal with what does the character look like. There may be a time where we have to describe it. So how do we get past that problem? The non-player character appearance, what a non-player character looks like, can really help define what they are at surface level. But it's often not completely vital, just useful, okay? Usually the question that players will have is, so what's the name of this NPC, if you don't provide the name? And what do they look like? Those are probably the key questions that players will have. So you kind of have to answer those questions. The other things like motivation and personality trait is what helps the Dungeon Master or Game Master role play the NPC. But those are the things that the players are looking for straight away. They may try to seek out and figure out what their motivation or goal is in life and what they want, okay, but that's not always going to be the case. If you don't have time to find a picture for your non-player character, then you can create one, okay? Important features. Just create one important feature. You don't have to draw it. All I'm saying is think of something that makes them stand out. Do they have a facial scar? Do they wear a large mustache and a beard? Do they have tattoos on their arms? Do they have some sort of ring jewelry hanging from them somewhere? Some sort of thing that defines them from all the other NPCs, just like the name. It makes them stand out in some way. You can use the D&D Speak website, has a random table for selecting and generating up to 100 different physical traits for your non-player characters. It's quite useful. I would certainly highly recommend considering using it if you've never used it before. And it's free. It doesn't cost you a thing. If you have access to the internet, you will find that there are hundreds of non-player character portraits on Pinterest. You can find stuff. And like pictures on the internet. It's pretty Google, Yahoo. You've got ArtStation, DeviantArt. The list goes on. And of course, now with AI art, you can find even more. But this is kind of a trap that can suck away all of your time. So don't go looking for a picture to fit the NPC that you've already built. If you're going to use a picture, start with a picture, pick the one that you like, and build the character to the image. Do not do it the other way around. Otherwise, you will take up way too much time. Another way of dealing with this is Pathfinder and similar role-playing games have decks of face cards that can also be very helpful. But like selecting a portrait for your non-player character, it can be difficult to find the perfect picture. So again, pick the face card first before you build the NPC. Use the picture of the NPC that you've selected or the face card. Use that as your structure and build around that. You could, if your skills are good enough, you could draw a picture of the non-player character. It might be an option for you. If you feel confident in your drawing skills, why not? Do that. There's also artificial intelligence software that can create a non-player character image just with a few texts of description. Unfortunately, they're a bit strange sometimes. Sometimes some are better than others, and you can come up with all sorts of wacky looking things going on with extra fingers, extra eyes, and I think the technology is getting better. But if you're wanting to use that for your game, you could probably use AI and get a reasonable sort of depiction of what you're after. I find text prompts for NPCs can be they can suck away time. So be very careful about using that and thinking that that's going to solve your problems. Hero Forge, the website, the miniatures customization website, is a good place to make an NPC, and you can screen capture the NPC you've created by creating it in a 3D model. I'm going to warn you now, this also takes a lot of time, but it's very exact. You can do pretty much anything you like with it. So if you've got plenty of time, I suppose you could do that. I'm going to recommend to you the best way is pick one thing. Just think of one. Don't even worry about the image. Pick one thing, one physical characteristic, and that is the thing. And just make a quick note, a small sentence to describe what that is, or just a couple of words. That's probably the easiest way to get past all of that. Okay. Now that we've done that, we've got our image. We need to move on to the stat block. And I hate to say it, that when it comes to a non-player character stat block, there's nothing quick about building or making a non-player character stat block, particularly for combat. So don't bother thinking you can do it that quickly, unless you're repurposing something else. Almost all role-playing games have a creature or a monster book with generic stat blocks for commoners and combat NPCs. Like, it's quite common to have that sort of thing. Now, a commoner is not really a combat stat block. I mean, you can have a stat block for a commoner, but they're a walk in the park. They're really no challenge. It's kind of a nothing burger. I mean, even if you have 50 commoners or farmers charging the player characters, chances are they're still not going to mean very much, depending on the system you're playing. But there are often combat NPCs that have been built specifically for a game system that you can use. Pathfinder has the NPC codex, and it has stat blocks included in there. D-Hole, D-H-O-L-E, S, house, so D-Hole House website has a huge library full of free Call of Cthulhu non-player characters, and that includes the stat block. So if you're playing that game system, you could use that. The Donjon, D-O-N-J-O-N website, that has a non-player character generator that also creates stat blocks for different game systems, not just Dungeons & Dragons 5e or D&D, okay? The Monster Manual for Dungeons & Dragons 5e has a bunch of combat stat blocks for NPCs in the back, not just the commoner. And you could also use the sidekick rules if you're using 5e. I'm going to also recommend a website if you're using 5e that has the ability to create complex stat blocks. So if you want more complicated combat sort of orientation around it, then Dungeons & Dragons 5e has a website called RPG Tinker. You can do most of the work that you need there. Otherwise, ChatGPT can create stat blocks for different systems, not just Dungeons & Dragons or D&D 5e or 6e or whatever the heck you're playing. Okay, so you can get by using that, but I'm going to warn people. I know a lot of people are like, ChatGPT is so wonderful, and version 4 is great. I'm going to make clear now, it will make mistakes. It will not do a particularly good job. You will still have to go through and tidy things up. So do not think that it is the be and end all. It is really just a quick throw it together way of doing it. Like, if you want a good job done, I hate to say it, you kind of have to do it yourself, or you have to use something that somebody's already made and tested. Okay? And don't get too caught up in balance and testing with NPC stat blocks or anything like that in game systems, because balance is often a complete nonsense for most games. Turnarounds are very fast. Anyway, so that is the basics of how to get Pi and make your non-player character, construct it, make it, do something with it. Every time I run this program, I like to give out some miscellaneous recommendations, and I want to do that again. I would recommend a combination of all the methods and techniques that I have suggested and put forward today will help you if you are struggling making your own non-player character. Okay? Any non-player characters that you're making, if you're struggling, use all these techniques, not just one. If you don't get to use your non-player character during the game, during the adventure, during the campaign, just save it for another time. It doesn't matter. It's all right. It's not lost or wasted time at all. Okay? You can always reuse non-player characters. It is possible that the players will look at the character that you've made, have their character kill your non-player character after you spent a lot of time and effort and you've invested way too much time for them to just butcher it straight out of the bat. You may not even been able to have time to present their name or describe the non-player character. That's fine. You'll reuse it again. Okay? NPCs can come back to life too in a fantasy world. You have magic, spells can do that. It's a doable thing. So do not feel like it is a waste of your time when players get a little bit murder hobo-y, kill the non-player character after you spent like 10, 20, 30 or an hour building an NPC that you thought was really cool and it's now dead. Because guess what? Just like villains and monsters, there's more monsters, there's more villains, and non-player characters get used again. You could use it in a different group. If you're running more than one group, or you run a different group later on, then hey, you use it again. That's all right. I also wanted to make another comment about ChatGPT because it's becoming more and more used by people. And I want to highlight the fact that if you use ChatGPT, don't feel too bad about it, but don't expect a wonderful result from it either. You still need to do some of the work yourself. And one of the benefits of playing a tabletop role-playing game is not to be given all the stuff. You know, if all I had to do was pick up a pre-made adventure and run that, that's all right for a while, but you'll find over time there is a desire, not just by players to have their own stamp on a campaign or the adventure, but also by game masters and dungeon masters to create and do something of their own. Whether it is good or bad is really not important. The process of being creative is part of playing a tabletop role-playing game. Is the fact that you can come across anything, that you could try to do potentially anything, not necessarily succeed, but try anything. So don't forget, just because ChatGPT exists, that you should forego using your creative juices or your creative mind. There's a reason for having the whole process be creative in the first place, and it's not lost. Okay, not just because AI showed up. Anyway, I'm hoping this was useful and helpful to you, and I thank you for watching and listening. I really want to thank all of my patrons, and hey, till next time, all the best with your character creations. Until next time, keep rolling those 20s. Okay, I know it took a little while. We got through. I'm going to go straight into chat very quickly, but actually I'm going to pull up this window here so that I can share what I have found that we need to work on. But I'll do that in a second. Let's just get that there, over here. Okay, cool. Hello, how are you doing, Fred Huber? Hello, James. How are you? James, now am I going to get this right? Stickle? Is it Stickle, James? Did I get that name right? Stickle? Citadel makes random PC dice. Yeah, you can make up your own dice. You don't have to use somebody else. Hello, Blitz99. How are you? Yeah, Bob the Merchant is pretty much a staple. I totally get it. Yeah, I'm very much aware. I'm very much aware of that one. Great tip. I have a list of names as clutch. Yeah, players go unexpected places. Yeah, you can't go wrong with having a list of names, whatever that might be. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, natural 20s don't look. If you're going to let people roll 20-sided dice and make a persuasion check, or you're going to use dice mechanics. Look, if you're going to use a dice mechanic, I've said this before. If a 20 can't succeed, don't ask them to roll the dice. If they want to roll the dice, that's fine. Okay? But no. If it is not possible, don't let them roll the dice. If you're going to let them roll a dice and they cannot succeed on a 20, what are you doing? Are you being a dick? Just say, no, you can't roll the dice. It can't be done. It's not going to work. You fail. Okay? All right? And if there is no way of failing this, there's no point in rolling the dice at all because they can't fail it. Don't insist that the 1 be a failure. If you're going to roll the dice and you can't fail on a 1, that would be silly. Okay? If you can't fail, don't roll the dice. Just no dice roll here. Sorry, it's out of your hands. You have to do it. The situation set up a particular way, whatever. Hello, Pale Rider. I know a D hole. Honestly, it's literally put the D and the hole together. The town where every NPC name is named derivative of Daryl. Yeah, I suppose you could. Okay, so I have a list. I went through and I found non-player character secrets and non-player character goals. Now, we did villain goals a while back. So for me, I have a particular way of thinking about things, and that is do not require dice rolls when it's unnecessary. The only point in having dice roll is if you can fail or succeed. Okay? So that's my view. But I know everybody has their own way of doing things. Anyway, in the beginning, you make 3 different. Okay, all right, okay, cool. So let's move on. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, you rolled a 1. You failed to pick up the pebble. Come on, that would be silly, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be silly? Anyway, let's go over and look at these. I want to make a proposition to you guys. I want you to tell me which one we're going to work on because they're kind of done, but they're not organized. Okay? So, hashtag, what would you like to work on? That's my question. Work on. Secrets or goals. Goals are just motivations, people. All right. Let me see. Let me pull over this page. Pardon me. Bit of gas. Okay, here we go. So 100 goals for non-player character. For a non-player character. Goals, non-player characters. Let's just go here. Yeah, there. Let's do this. So I never finished this. Now, if I scroll down, I know it's small, the writing. I'm going to make it bigger. But you'll notice, there's a lot of stuff here. I put everything in that you guys suggested when we did this. And there's more than 100. Okay. So this just means we got to organize it. Because it's not really well organized. It's just a great, huge, hoary list. Okay? And I don't know that that's necessarily the most exciting thing for you guys to be in part of, is to sit here while I try to organize 100 different non-player character goals. But at least I would be able to go through and read them, and you could see them, and maybe you can pinch some of them and use them yourself. So we've got the goals one. And then we have 100 secrets for non-player characters. And this is, again, quite close to being complete. So if I scroll down, there's a few that have sort of like tag names, but no sort of information on them. But you'll notice that this is pretty, there's more than 100 here. So there might be some repeats, some duplication here. But really this is about sitting down and Fred just going through and organizing the whole lot. But it's there. So we did this a while back, but I haven't had time to sit down, because it takes hours to sit down and organize this stuff. It takes ages. So the question is this what you would consider to be your preference to sort of work on today? I didn't want to start a new list of 100 something else for non-player characters until we had dealt with these. I certainly had contemplated, well, we could make up a list of 100 personality traits, but I realized that that's actually super easy, and I don't even need your assistance or you to be around for that because there are so many of them. So my area of expertise, my training, I got a bachelor's degree in psychology and statistical mathematics. So I've done a bit of philosophy, a bit of statistical mathematics in terms of scientific research, and also a whole bunch of psychology. So knowing something about personality traits is not that difficult for me, and finding the information that I would need is also not that difficult. It would just involve a little bit of tinkering, but mostly just cutting and pasting and putting it to a great huge list of 100. So that's not necessarily that exciting as as a project. It's necessary for sure. I agree that you still need to have something like that to make it so you can build stuff. But as a project and a live stream, I feel like that these two lists are lists that are less likely to be things you can find. That's generally been my view, is when I look around, they're going to be a little bit harder. ChatGPT has kind of changed a lot of that. You could probably get them to make a list of 100. It probably won't be very good. It'd probably repeat a lot, but you could do it, I suppose. Anyway, so that's the question. And those of you in chat are, of course, as always, have the final say as to how we do this. Pale Rider has said secrets. Fred Huber said goals. And I just showed you what we had before. So we've got goals. And then we have Blitz has said secrets. So we have 2 votes for secrets, 1 vote for goals. And it looks like we're going the way of secrets today. Okay, we'll come back and do goals another day. And work through that. Now, I don't know that I'm going to sit here for the next hour and a half working through secrets, but we'll see how we go, okay? Secrets it is. Hashtag secrets then. Okay, let's do secrets. I'll bring up the list, and yeah. I'm not looking at the chat that much, people, because it's hard for me to actually focus on stuff if I do that. So put in your feedback by all means. If you come up with a tag name, so tag names for stuff would be helpful. So hashtag create a tag name for a secret. Could be very useful. Give me the number. I will not take anything else. I will leave them all there. I'll just add in tag names. So as we go, if there's a number you see, okay, give me a tag name for it, and that'll make it easier to put it into alphabetical order. Okay, does that make sense? We're not going to 200 goals. 100's enough. It would just wind up being duplication of some kind. I looked at some of the stuff there, and I feel like 100's good enough. Create a tag name for a secret. Give me the number to attach to. Okay. You like Palladium's alignment in D&D, do you? Okay. Sure. Why not? Lovely. Okay, so let's do secrets. So here we are. This is very, very small, so I'm going to make it a lot bigger because I have old eyes. So we're dealing with secrets, and we need a tag name for spies for so a spy for a villain or monster. Or monster, villain. So what would that? Well, spy. it's in the description, isn't it? Spy. They are a spy. A spy. For a villain or monster. Nice and simple. Very easy. And we get next is a member of a royal line that is in hiding. Okay. I'm not sure what that means. Serial killer. I think we know that that's the tag name. Serial killer. We just need to take our serial killer and define what a serial killer is and what that means in terms of their secret. Other than, they are a serial killer. What that's it's like. So let's define it a little bit more. Okay. Okay, predictable behavior. So let's go here and take this and drop this into here. Okay. So this secret, they commit a series of murders often with no apparent motivation. Following a predictable behavior pattern. That's more like it. So we'll just trim this down a little bit more. And following a predictable behavior pattern. Cool. So that is their secret. Very Dexter, isn't it? Okay, next. To keep a shameful secret. Well, number 4, I'm not too sure about what to do with. So some of these will be tag names that need a description. You can go that way as well too. The character knows where a magic item is located. What would be a tag? The character, the NPC, knows where. Well, they know where a magic item is located. What would be the tag for that? I'm not sure. I'm just thinking about that now. Okay, keep going through our list since there's 100 of them. They know the best place to catch fish. Oh, it's very, very simple. They know the best place to catch fish. Well, it feels like that's like fishing spot. It feels like a fishing spot, doesn't it? Fishing spot. It's not fisherman. Is it fisherman? No, I think it's fishing spot. Let's do that. Fishing, not fisher, fishing spot. Okay, all right. Next. Let's get rid of this. They know who the murderer is or is the witness to the murder. Okay. So this is witness. As in Witness with Harrison Ford. It's a very old movie. Hiding out with some people off the grid. Okay. Next, bootlegger. And I think the tag for this, they are bootleggers and make illegal alcohol. Well, smuggler, isn't it? It'd be smuggler. Or should it be called bootlegger? They make and transport illegal alcohol. I mean, let me take the word. I think bootlegger is the tag. So let's go copy, not cut. And let's find the definition of bootlegger. I think that is the tag name for this. Paste, bootlegger. Define it. Person who makes, distributes, or sells goods illegally. Okay. Well, there we go. Who makes, distributes or sells. Okay, so that's really what it is. So a bootlegger is what we're after. That's our tag. Does it need to be alcohol? Probably not. Boot. Lager. And then take this, paste that in. They make, distribute, or sell, distribute, make, distribute, or sell products. That's good enough. I think that's fine. Let's do the next one. This one is a little bit weird. It's very specific too. They know why swimming in a pool or lake is dangerous. I don't know what the tag would be. Yeah, kind of unsure what to put there. All right, so I've been working. I'm going to get to 10. I'm going to do up to 10, and I'm going to check the chat and see what you guys are saying. I'm sure there'll be some interesting information there. They know how to safely cook a poisonous animal. Well, what would that be? Bush cook? That's their secret? Bush cook? I don't know. Toxic cook? Cooking toxins? Suppose, I mean, it can be two words. Cooking toxins would not be off the mark. Cooking toxins. A lot of alphabetical order stuff required later on. Okay, so there's a couple here that look like they've already been done. I'm going to come back to them, so we'll work through those in a second. But let's go over to the chat and see what you guys have come up with. Hopefully some stuff that's better than me. Here we go. We've got some suggestions here. And the numbers are in. Cool. Espionage. Spy. Espionage. I think spy and espionage probably work. I think the word espionage is probably the thing. The tag is definitely spy. But I like the idea of using the word espionage. Don't rearrange them until they are all tagged. No, I will not rearrange them, Fred. I know I've made this mistake before. As many people have pointed out, it's a fairly frustrating process for you and for me. I get confused, you get confused. So I'm not rearranging the numbers. I'm not doing that at all. But let's go back to the spy one and use the word espionage, because I like that word more as a descriptor. They are involved in espionage for a villain or monster. Bum bum bum. Nice. Okay, what else do we have here? 2. Deposited. What is deposited? Deposed. Is it deposed? Deposed. Deposed. Oh, yes. Yeah, Fred. Yeah, deposed. Deposed monarchy. We could add in 2 words, and that would still do the job, I think. Yeah. Deposed monarchy. A member of a royal line that is in hiding. Deposed monarchy. Yes. Nice. Good job. Next. Self-named. Yeah. I think that's the number 3. Serial killer. It is self-named. You're right. Blitz serial killer. Captain Crunch. I suppose, no, not quite that serial killer. Sounds the same, but not the same. Dear. Number 4, hidden deviants. Hidden deviants. Hidden deviants. I don't know. Hidden deviants. Is hidden deviants going to work for 4? Okay, I see what you're trying to do there. Hidden deviants. They keep a shameful proclivity. Jeez, I didn't even know that word is just going to trip me up every single time. Hidden deviants. Okay, something like that. Okay. You got 5 as a living map. Living treasure map. A living treasure map. Is it really that? It could just be 5, could just be treasure hunter, couldn't it? Treasure hunter. That's good enough. 6. Fishing guide. Yeah, fishing guide. Yeah. Fishing spot, fishing guide. Yes, it's fishing guide. Fishing guide, you're right. Well done. Fishing guide. That's their secret. They are a fisher. 7. Always a witness. Always a witness. No, I think we'll just say witness is good enough. Long lost sibling. Blitz has said 8 should be long lost sibling. No, 8 is a bootlegger. So moonshiner. I suppose you could if it was alcohol, but we'll just make it bootlegger and be done with it. So it covers a lot of our bases. Risky gourmet. Risky gourmet. Paramour. What's a paramour? What does paramour actually mean? For 11, paramour. I'm going to show you the list again very shortly, but I need to know what the word paramour means. I don't even understand what that means yet. Paramour. Paste. Paramour. What is a paramour? A lover, especially the illicit behaviour of a married person. Oh, I see. Is that what that is? What was 11 supposed to be? An affair. Paramour. Oh, an affair or relation with her. Oh, affair. Paramour or affair? Well, paramour is definitely... a lover, especially... No, I'm going to leave it as affair because people are going to understand the word affair more than paramour. Paramour is too highfalutin. I think it will make more confusion. Royal and exile. Exiled royalty, exiled monarchy, exiled. Actually, the word exiled for number 2 would actually be pretty good. I think that might be even better than deposed monarchy. Exiled monarchy. Exiled monarchy. I like that. That's good. Nice. Thank you very much. Liking that one, Pale Rider. 12 is already named. 13, liar. Is 13 about being a politician? Oh, 13 is liar. Yeah. Liar. Okay. Okay, I got that. Nice job. I'm almost to the bottom of this list, which is awesome, which means I have to bring the list back to you, don't I? Blackmailer. Is 14 a blackmailer? What's 14 a blackmailer? 14 is characters aware of someone else's secret. They're aware, but they're aware of somebody else's secret, but are they using it against them? That's the thing. Is that really a blackmailer? I think blackmailer is, yeah, we can change it so that it is heading in that direction. Blackmailer. So they are aware of someone else's secret and exploit it. Exploit it. Exploit the information. Okay, that's definitely a blackmailer now. Lycanthrope, we've already got that one. They're a werewolf. Watty Way expert. What's a Watty Way expert? 9. You said Watty Way expert for 9. Oh, now I need to know what a Watty Way is. You got me Watty Way expert. Exotic cook. Yeah, it could be exotic cook. Deadly cook. Yes, you are. Let's get real. I could go into the explanation as to why I might struggle with some of these things, but I'm not going to explain it all right now because that's just not what I'm going to do. So let's see. Watty Way. I really want to know what Watty Way means. These are words that I've never come across before. That's waterway. That's a Watty Way. A waterway expert. Oh, it's not Watty Way. It's water. Waterway expert. That's what you're saying. Should have guessed it was something. Okay. Waterway expert. They know why swimming in a pool. Okay. Waterway expert. Okay, that's that one done. Nice. Okay, all right. So I believe Chef Sasaki is a Japanese name for cooking a deadly fish. Looking, Chef Sasaki, is it? Kazuchi Hata. Sell swords. Typo. Okay, this is going to be. I got to figure out what this one is here. Give me a second. It's going to be a rough one. Define. What is this? Don't know what that means at all. That lost me completely. And this one here is what? Paste, define it. What's this? Japanese written name meaning Ren, originally. It's got nothing to do with it. Don't know what that's supposed to, meaning of this word. Nah, it's not going to help us in the slightest. Okay. All right, so I've got quite a bit of your information there. We'll go back to the document, work your way through this list again a little bit more, get a little bit more done. And this is where I got up to. And traveling Matt, where are we? Here's my little list. Here's my list. Here we go. Cool. All right, so we're dealing with 11 through to 20 now. 11 through to 20, because I think everything else is done. So, affair. They are having an affair or sexual relation with a lover. Having a intimate or sexual relationship with a married lover. Okay. So that's that one. Let me just grab lozenge, more tea. Green tea again today. And let's see. Exotic cook. They know how to cook, how to safely cook a poisonous animal. Yeah, why not? I think exotic cook. Let's do that. Thief. They steal or burgle from neighbors, friends, and strangers. Okay. Liar. They are dishonest and fabricate or fake everything. Yep. Blackmailer. They are aware of someone else's secret and exploit the information. Lycanthrope. So they transform into a weird creature when there is a full moon. Okay, cool. We've got that one. Possessed. They are dominated and controlled by a spirit. Possessed. Changeling. Alright, transforming changeling. Transforming creature or doppelganger. Doppelganger. Why does it not recognize this word? Doppelganger. Let's take this word. Darn it. Copy it. Go over here. Solves this problem a little bit. Doppelganger. Well, that is the word doppelganger. Why does it not doppelganger? It's Oxford language, so it's not modified English. So, oh, I see. It's EL. That's what's wrong. EL. Doppelganger. EL. Doppelganger. Someone else. Okay. They are a transformed creature or doppelganger posing as someone else. Cool. Got it. Drug addict. They are dependent on a substance to get high. Knows a spirit. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Knows a spirit. I've got no idea what's going on with this one. That confuses me completely. 19. I've got no idea what that's supposed to lead me into. We can ditch a few of these along the way, but I can't do them right now because that would just muck up the numbering. Warlock. Oh, okay. Warlock. They are an evil spellcaster. Evil spellcaster performs dark rituals. I'm sure someone's going to say, but warlocks are not evil. Wizards are not evil. Witches are not. Oh no, witches are evil. Are witches evil? Can you not have a good witch? Can you not have a good warlock? I don't care. Not a conversation that I want to have, people. Moving on. Although I'm kind of curious as what the defined word. What is the definition of a warlock? I think it's just a male witch. Does it actually stipulate that it's actually got a sort of an alignment, or a man who practiced witchcraft, a wizard, or a sorcerer? So it's interchangeably used. Male witch. There you go. Black magician, diviner, warlock. A man practicing the dark arts. There we go. All right. So that is the. Oh, that's the Webster definition, though, isn't it? Isn't the Webster definition an American modified English one? I think it is. I'm getting rid of this. That hat's going. I'm putting my beanie on. It is cold today. I'm hoping not to get sick too. That would be good. It'd be wonderful if that didn't happen. Okay, that's fine. We'll leave that as is. I'm happy with that. Hag. Okay. The hag. I think that's witch, isn't it? Witch, evil witch, something like that. That's close enough. Smells bad meat. Don't understand. Oh, exiled noble. We've already got something like that. So I'm just gonna put a note in here. Got it already. Can't delete it. Delete. Won't delete it now, but I will at least highlight it so that I know that it's got to go. But not for now. Okay. What? I suppose it could be a secret. Delete. It depends. Is this? I don't know why we got. I must have just copied and pasted it. I suppose, yeah, you could have that there. Yeah, okay. Vendetta. Okay. This one is going to be what? I don't know. Something. They seek revenge for a perceived slight. Well, I'm not against that idea. I like the idea of vendetta. So copy. Let's go copy here, and just check our definition to see if I've got the information that I require. Vendetta seeks revenge. No, that's not what I wanted. Get rid of that. Move that out of the way. That confused me. Yeah, it's no question mark. Get rid of the question mark. That's fine. It's now Lost Fortune. Lost Fortune feels like it's very similar to Treasure Hunter. Oh, it is slightly different. Okay, all right, so let's go back and see what you guys have come up with. I think my biggest problem was number 19. I didn't know what to do with 19. I might just mark 19 as to be deleted. 19 doesn't necessarily have to have anything attached to it. And 22 was a little bit awkward for me as well. But let's see what you guys have come up with, and I will transpose what I can. Oh, I'm feeling the cold. Oh, I should have turned the heater on. It'll take forever to get into the office though. Okay. 25 is self-named. Okay, so let's go back up to the top. 16 and onward. Yes, 16 and onward we go. Named. 16 is named. Yes, I believe 16 was named, wasn't it? Yeah, possessed. Yeah, so 16 is named. We don't have to deal with that. 17 is named. Addict can be addicted to anything. Exactly, and as we should have it addicted to anything. Addict. Oh, addict. Yes, so we don't have to put drug. We can just put addict. I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Good. They are dependent on a substance, on a specific substance or thing. Thing covers pretty much everything. So drug addict is now just addict. Yeah, no, good idea. Smart. Fave friend, 19. You want to have this fave friend, 19. Oh. Oh, I think I know what you're doing with that. So 19 fave friend. I see. Oh, okay. This is where I looked at it and I was lost. It's like, I don't know what to do with that. I think I get what you're trying to do there. Paste. Fave friend. They know a sprite, pixie, sprite, pixie, fairy, or sprite, pixie. Brownie or fairy creature. They have with okay, got that one down. So 19, that really helped. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Next one. 20 is named. That's true. We already had that. Cursed one. Slowly being haunted or toyed by a monster or boogie. A good secret. Like slowly ramping up. Cursed one. Where was cursed one? Is cursed one attached to something that I just didn't miss? Did I miss it? Cursed one. Sells bad meat. Oh, 22. Is that what we're talking about? Foul butcher. Yes, that is at Blitz. Okay. Cursed one. I am a little lost as to what this is. Not what they seem. 17. Why is 17 not what they seem? Changeling. No, I'll just put changeling. It's fine. Connected to Fae. Got that. I think we're Fae friends is good enough. This cursed one thing, I'm a little confused. I'm lost. I completely, yeah, that missed, yeah, I need a number attached to things, people. Give me a number, otherwise I don't know what to do with it. It gets a little bit confusing. Yeah. Names, next one. 22, Foul Butcher. Oh, okay. Is that what we're doing? There's number 2 marked for delete. No, I've marked 23 to delete, because 22 is really the gist of it. So I'm going to delete 23 and keep number 2. Foul Butcher 22 though. Okay. Foul Butcher. Smells bad meat. I don't understand. Why would it be... yeah, I'm lost on that one. I'm still not too sure about this one. 22 is a... dog nose. We're going to call it dog nose. Warlock, spellcast and service 2, a being that is not a god. No, I think the problem is that people's perception of what the concept and definition of a warlock is so varied that we could have an argument about it. So I'm just not going to have an argument about it. I'm just going to leave it as it is. It's really simple. I'm just not going to get involved. 24 is named, yes. 24, 25 is named. 25 is named. Lost Fortune, 26 is named. Then we've got Sickness, Contagion, Bad Debts, Abandoned Family, Rich, Fraudulent Credentials. Okay. Plague Bearer. 27 is Plague Bearer. Oh, right. Yes, I see Plague Bearer. Yes, yeah. That's probably not a bad idea. So let's go with 27 being Plague Bearer. So they are sick or infected with a contagious disease. Here we go. Okay, so that's 27. Nice. Why is we've got bad debt? You've marked down what's bad debt? Detour, bad debt. I think I just need to fill in the gaps there. Find it. Disowned, 29. 29, abandoned by the family. Disowned, prodigal son, disowned, I guess. Yeah, disowned. We could use disowned. They have been abandoned by their family for some reason. Okay, sure. Yep. Rich is pretty obvious. Self-named. Treasure Oracle. Which one is going to be Treasure Oracle, though? Are you talking about Lost Fortune? Lost Fortune, missing warrior horde. I think I know what you're trying to do there. Is that a better word? A better way of putting it? 30 next. I'm not saying yeah. I'm gonna move it on in a second. Just give me a sec. I'm just trying to catch up with what you got here. I'm just trying to establish what would be a better choice. Treasure. It's not the way I want it. I want it in the same, yeah, that's Lost Fortune, Treasure Oracle, I guess, Lost Fortune, I'm missing Treasure Oracle. No, I think Lost Fortune's going to be, Lost Fortune is probably good enough. It's there. Yeah, that'll do. I think that's close enough. It's nice and simple. 22. Putrid Purveyor. What is putrid? Oh, I see what you're saying here. Putrid Purveyor. I don't even like 22 very much. There's a couple here that I don't like very much, but we'll see. We can remove things if we have too many. Okay, so 22. Putrid Purveyor. So let's go back to the list so that you can see it, and I will make sure to put in a new mark so I know where I'm up to. I think it's slightly different, but it's not exactly the same. One is magic item, one is a treasure hoard. Not exactly the same thing, but yeah, it's very close. Like, I could easily dump that and not feel bad about it, but I'll do that later, because since deleting things right now is probably going to cause more problems than it's worth. So let's do that, and let's go back to the document so you can see it. Where am I? I'm doing all right. Just chop my way through here, nice and calmly. Ha 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 ha. Here we go. Putrid Purveyor. I feel like I still need to know exactly what this is going to wind up being. Purveyor, a person who purveys, provides, or supplies food of foods. A purveyor of lies. Okay. The word putrid. Well, compose. Okay. Provides or supplies. Purveyor of lies. Purveyor of food. It is definitely not one of my favorites. Oh, purveyor. They sell, not smell. I just realized. They sell. Sell bad. They sell bad or rotting meat. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. That's that. That's that. That's that. Lost Fortune is also 5. Could be close to 5 as well. So I'm going to just put a little note in here. Like 5. Like 5. Just in case when I want to do the trim down, I feel like there's too many repeats. Okay, so now Plague Bearer. So we're now working our way through this lot. Bad debt. So let's do this. Debt. Let's see. Rich paste. They owe a sum of money to an individual bank or organization. Okay. Disowned. We've got disowned. Oh, organisation. Why am I doing this? No, we're not going to American English. Just messing with me, my brain. We're dealing with rich now. Rich. Well, they are rich. Let's do that. Nice and simple. It's an easy one, that one. They have a great deal. They have a great deal of money, assets, and wealth. Okay, that's rich. Fraudulent credentials. I've got actually got to write that one, don't I? Okay, so spy is already, we've already got spy, it's 32. 32 spy, but we have one that's already listed as spy, so that is a duplicate. Spy is one, same as one. Spy. This is the one I'll delete. I'm going to highlight it, so we've already got a few that are repeating. Knew that would sort of come up eventually. Fraudulent credentials. Dragon. They are a dragon that transformed into a humanoid. Okay. That's fine. That's all right. That's done. Monster disguised. Well, this feels like this is a... I mean, the dragon one I'm happy to keep, but now we've got monster disguised, and then we've got the changeling one. It's got a lot of things that are just disguised as something. And where was it? I'm sure we had one listed as changeling. Yeah, 17. Same as 17. Similar. Similar to 17. I don't know if I delete it yet, but I feel like it is very repetitive, so we'll put a yellow through that as well. And I need to write this one. We've got rebel, dying, cheats at games, bosses. Okay, so this is a bunch of other stuff here. Whew. Okay, all right, fraudulent credentials. Fraud. Fraud. Let's take that. So I just need to structure this so it's short. Paste. I deceive. With documentation. They deceive with documentation, intending, they deceive with documentation intending to result in a financial or personal gain. see for documentation. Let's just do this. Fair for personal gain. I think that's right. Okay, that's that one. Similar to 34. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, rebel dying. They are, whoops, slowly let's do this. Dying. Okay, so they are paste. Gradually, they are gradually secure before stops functioning. Okay, rebel. Let's deal with rebel. And I'll go back to chat again. I'll give you a new set of things to deal with. Rebel. We know what a rebel is. Let's just do this. Okay. Okay. Let's do this. That's fine. Paste. They oppose with armed resistance against an established power. Established hierarchy, power hierarchy. Okay, I think that's good enough. That's fine. Okay, so down to here. We're now on to 37. Cheats at games, boss, pawn, graffiti artist, a vandal, incompetent, incontent, parent of a monster. There's a few things going on here. How am I doing? I'm doing all right. I'm just going to finish the last of my tea. Okay, move my water across. That'll be the next thing I have. And I'm gonna get my hands warm. It is supposed to be spring. Spring, rain all the time, but warm and sunny while raining. But no, instead, rain and cold. Feels like winter. No, not what I was expecting. Anyway, let's go over to the chat and see what you guys have come up with. Ooh, man, somebody here was working fast. I didn't even show you the stuff there that quickly. That was really fast. You did that a lot. Self-names, 30, yes. Forger, impersonator. 31, forger, 31. What was 31? I think I got 31 sorted out. Fraudulent credentials. Oh, forger. That's actually, that's much better. Impersonator, forger, impersonator. I think impersonator's better. I think what you've suggested here, Fred Herbert, is far better than what I had here. It was a long-winded, fraudulent credentials is like blah, 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 blah. So let's get rid of that. And let's stick in your paste, impersonator. Much, much cleaner. Very nice. Very nice. Good, good, good. We have a repeat of above, near top 5, 32. Yeah, I'm pretty sure 32 has been dealt with. 32, yeah, it is definitely the same as number 1. I've already marked 32 as a delete because we've already got one. Self-named, named, named. Oh, cheater, 37. What am I doing with cheater? Not a cheater as in a cheats at games. Cheater. No, I don't know if we are done, but we maybe we should be done. Maybe we should be. Maybe we should just stop for today. Let's go with cheater. Paste. Cheater, and let's grab the next one. Darn it! Keep pressing the wrong buttons here. Cheater. Yes. If yes, add this from Blitz. Blitz cursed one. Slowly became haunted. Oh, right. This is a new one. I'm going to put this at the top. Okay, slowly being haunted or toyed with by a monster. Cursed one. Okay, so we'll add this. I'm going to add this at the very end of the document, okay? Otherwise, that'll throw the numbering out, and that would just cause more trouble. Cursed one. They are, and I'll put a question mark here because we'll come back to cursed one. I feel like that sort of covers a lot of different things. Next. Yeah, I think we can have cursed one as a tag name, but maybe we need to make it more about an actual curse. So I don't think that we need to worry about ditching it at all. 36, slowly dying or knowing their death is imminent. Cyclops curse is to know their own death. Yeah, kind of like that. Yep, for sure. Boss leader or some business group. Yes, there was a big blank under 37, so I thought it was end of the list. No, it's just the end of the page. That was just the end of the page. So not the end. There are over 100 of these things. There's a lot. And I just keep working my way slowly through the list, getting further and further to the end. But it will take a little while. Anyway, so I think we'll go back and we'll start working through the next bunch that I had here, which is from Cheetah. And yeah, this will be that. Here we go. So this is our next lot. So 37 through to 49. Diviner. Divine. They are secretly a god or an avatar of a god. Okay. Yep. So. Secretly a god, an avatar of God. We've got fallen. Go back a little bit. They know the location of a slain fiend or celestial. Fallen. Okay, so Cheater. Let's deal with Cheater. person who acts dishonestly in order to gain an advantage. Yeah, okay. But this dishonesty is going to be more about games, isn't it? Paste. They are dishonest, cheaters, dishonest, while playing games, playing games to gain an advantage. I think that's our cheater. There we go. Boss. Pawn. Oh, okay. They know. Divine Ascension. I'm not too sure about this one. This feels very similar to the divine one here. They are secret of God. That's one thing, but to become a god, they know. They have knowledge needed to become a god or goddess. That's better. I think that's more likely in line with where we needed to be. They do needlepoint. What a marvelous secret that is. So let's go with boss. Why is that a secret? Okay, so I think what we're paste. I think this should be crime boss. Let's make it crime, not just boss, but crime boss. Crime boss. They are in charge of a secret legal organization. There we go. That's better. So for those of you who are wondering, can you have a lot of motivation? So you can. There's 50 in here, somewhere waiting to be pawned off. Here, pawn. Okay, person used. Paste. They are being used by others for their own purposes. Yes, that sounds about right. I think that's right on the mark. Oh, hands are starting to shut down a little bit. I might decide to stop there as my limbs get colder and colder. And I know there's a whole bunch of stuff here we need to consider going through and finishing up. We've done really well, if you ask me. For an hour and a bit, it's not too bad. Vandal, graffiti artist. I think I'm going to just take the word vandal and just use vandal. They are a vandal. Vandal. Graffiti artist. Vandal, paste. Vandalism, vandal. Okay, let's do this. So they deliberately destroy or damage property belonging to others. And the graffiti artist thing, we can just get rid of that. I don't think we need that, but there. Vandal is good enough. Incompetent, blah, 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 blah. There's a few more things going on here. Is afraid of toenail clippings. How did we get that one in there? That's right. It's the same as they do needlepoint. I just put down everything. This is what happens when you do live streams. Everything goes in, and then you're going to go wade through there and decide, do I really want to keep that? I feel like there's a lot here. This is going to take another session to sit down and work through this, or a whole bunch of time on Discord at some point. So let me just go and have a look at what chat has had to say, and we'll see if there's any more stuff to be added. Okay, pawn, a minor henchman or follower who is expendable. Yes, that's actually probably a better. I like your definition of the pawn much better than the one that I have, Fred Huber. A minor henchman. A minor follower. Oh, do I want to say henchman? No, I don't want to say henchman. I don't want to say hench person. Or do I? They are being used by others for their... pawn. Might just take that idea, transfer that over a little bit, and I think I will adjust it a little bit. A minor follower being used by others. Who is expendable? Yeah. Pawn. Pawns are expendable. I see why you're using the. So this is. Used by others for a purpose. For a purpose. Comma. Who is expendable? I think that's going to be better. Who is expendable? Yeah, cool. Nice. Okay, self-named already. Self-named, hardly a secret. No, yep. Oops, that was 42. Incompetent, consistently makes bad choices. That's actually pretty good. That's a pretty good definition of that. Bad choices. Make bad choices and can't complete tasks. Yeah. That's good. Cool. I got it. 44. Y. Yeah. What do we got here for Y for 44? That's right. Yeah, exactly. Why do we have to have that one? Yeah, look, let's get real. I'm gonna highlight that one. I don't really want to bother with that one that much. And the same as the needlepoint. They do needlepoint. Like, what an impressive secret that is. They do needlepoint. 45. 45 is immortal. Is it 45 immortal? Has a clone chamber and a hidden. Oh, okay, immortal. double. Just call it double. I don't know. They're not really immortal. Immortal would be a completely different secret. Like, they are immortal. I get that. Maybe that's double. They have a clone chamber and a hidden clone. Stored a chamber. That's better. I think we got that one sorted. Looking, there should be a word for what I want. Yeah. Ascendant Pretender, Thrall. Machu, how are you doing? Nice to have you. I think I'm kind of spent. I'm getting cold. It's probably time for me to go to work. We've actually done reasonably well. Like, I wouldn't say that it's been a waste of our time at all. We've actually got through quite a lot. Should present a lot of different ideas for people too. I will go through, just scroll through the document so you can kind of see what's going on here. I know a few of you will probably press the pause button, so I'll scroll slowly. Do you make your own non-player characters for your tabletop role-playing games? Yes, 85%, which I expected. Just watching, 15%. Nobody said no. That's yeah, a silly question, right? Fred posed a question which he knew the answer to already. So this is what we have so far, not in alphabetical order, and we're working our way through, just sort of pulling it all together and trying to get rid of the duplicates. But we've got Spy, Exiled Monarch, Serial Killer, Hidden Deviants, Treasure Hunter, Fishing Guide, Witness, Bootlegger, Waterway Expert, Exotic Cooking, or Exotic Cook. Let's just call it Exotic Cook, that's fine. A Fear, Thief, Liar, Blackmailer, these are all supposed to be secrets. Lycanthrope, Possessed, Changeling, Addict, Fey Friend, they have a Fey Friend, a Warlock, Hag, Putrid Purveyor, Homus, why am I doing this one? Vendetta, Plague Bearer, Fortune Hunter, which is sort of a repeat, so is Exiled Noble, Bad Debts, Disowned, Rich Impersonator, Spy, which is kind of a repeat as well. It is a repeat, actually. Dragon in Disguise, Robots in Disguise, Monster Disguised, Rebel, Dying, Cheater, Crime Boss, Pawn, Vandal, Incompetent, and then we've got some other things that we haven't really got to just yet, but there's a bunch of these things here that potentially you might find of some use to you. I'm going to go back through them all at some point and try to work them to a point where I can actually say, it's done. We've done it. We've completed this bit. There are probably not going to be more than 100 by the time we've finished. I suspect we will have to remove a few. Hagman, the character was once unsuccessfully hung. Oh, it's like Hang 'em High. Clint Eastwood. Aha, I know this one. Pacifist, Cursed One. So we'll tidy up all of that stuff later. But yeah, that's what we've been working on today. And yes, we'll probably have to come back and do a few more things, but I'm getting tired and it's time to go to work and I'm cold and we'll be back tomorrow for the Minotaur. That's right, the Minotaur. I don't know, is that going to work? Can we do the Minotaur? 7 to the top of the hour. Yeah, you know. Your world building, good for you. Okay, so let's see. I think I need to sign myself out of here. Have I got the right screen up? I think I have, yes. So thank you to everybody who's been watching and listening. I do appreciate it. It's a big ask to hang out with me while I'm doing this stuff sometimes, but hopefully you've got some good ideas from it. Huge thank you to everybody who took part in the poll. Also, I want to thank all of my patrons who make it possible for me to keep coming back and trying to do this stuff. When I finally get it done, I'll put it up into Patreon. I don't know when that's going to be, but usually I'll try to let you know. you get flooded with stuff on Patreon from me as it is. I want to thank the people in chat, specifically Fred Huber. You did a great job. Matu, thank you for being here, which I probably just botched up the name again. I believe Pale Rider was hanging out with us, giving us some suggestions and ideas, which was really useful too, actually. And Blitz, that's right, Blitz was also providing a few suggestions as well. So huge thank you to everybody who was willing to share and give feedback and suggestions and so forth. And James, can't forget James, can we? So yeah, I think that's everybody. I hope it is anyway. So wherever you are in the world, whether it be the morning, the afternoon, or the night, please look after yourself, your family, and your friends. Be nice to your neighbours. And hey, till next time, keep rolling those 20s.